Okay, students. The next topic is nested structures. Nested structure means nested for loop, nested if, like that. Nested structure means a structure within the structure is called as the nested structure. Okay, you can write another structure in the structure. Okay, you can write any number of structures within the structure. Okay, for example, struct student is the one structure. Struct student is the one structure. In this, you can write another structure. Struct book. Struct book. Okay. Now this is the book structure. This is the student structure. Structure definition should be terminated by the semicolon like this. Okay. Now write the structure members. Student. For the student structure, write the members. Student ID. Okay. Student name. Student name. Okay. And for the book structure, book name. Book name and you can write cost. You can use the int data type int book cost. Book cost. Okay. So now here, how many structures are there? Two structures are there. One is the student structure. Another one is the book structure. Book structure is within the student structure. See here it is the example for the nested structure. Okay, book is within the student structure, so it is the nested structure. Okay, now declare the variable to each structure. You can declare the variable here also, or you can do the variable declaration separately. Book student, b is the variable. Student book structure, b is the variable. Student structure, s is the variable. Okay, or you can use another names for the variables. Okay, here why I have written b, so book starting letter b I have used. So you can use another name you can use a, or here you can use b. Okay, you can construct the names for the variables using the rules. Okay, whatever the names you want. Okay, so for easy understanding, for easy identification, here the structure is the book, so for easy identification I am writing b. B refers to the variable of book structure. And also here it is the student structure, I am writing the variable yes. Yes refers to the student structure. For identification, for easy identification I am using these variable. You can use another variables. Okay, like a, b, or x, y, z, whatever it is. Okay, using the rules of the variables. Okay, or you can do the variable declaration separately in the next statement. Struct book b, struct student yes. Okay, like this also we can do the declaration. Okay, now after the structure definition and variable declaration, next step is how to read and how to access the structure members. Okay, here two structures are there, student structure and book structure. Book structure is the inner structure, student structure is the outer structure. Okay, So how can you access the members here? SID, yes name, SID, yes name are the members of the student. Here book name, B name, B name and B cost, book cost. These are the members of the book structure. B name, B cost, book cost, book name are the members of the book structure. SID, student ID, yes name, student name are the members of the student structure. Okay. So outer structure members and inner structure members. Okay. Book name, book cost, B name, B cost are the inner structure members. Student ID, SID, yes name are the outer structure members. Okay. So you can access the outer structure members directly by using the uh, variable of the outer structure. Okay. Here what is the variable of the outer structure? Yes. What is the variable of the inner structure? B. Okay. Using the variable of the outer structure, you can access the outer structure members. But inner structure members, to access the inner structure members, you should use the outer structure variable followed by the inner structure variable. Okay, both the structure variables you have to use to access the inner structure variables. But to access the outer structure variable, only the to access the outer structure members, only the outer structure variable is enough. Using the outer structure variable only, you can access the outer structure members. But to access the inner structure members, you have to use outer structure variable and inner structure variable. Both the structure variables you have to use. Why? Because this structure, this book structure is within another structure. So you have to use both the structure variables to access the book name and book cost. Okay. So that is to access SID. How you can access the SID? S dot SID. To access yes name, yes dot yes name. So book name, B name. How can you access? S dot B dot book name, B name, S dot B dot B name, అలాగే S dot B dot B cost. Okay, like that both the variables you have to use to access the inner structure variables. Okay, that is about the nested structure. Nested structure means a structure within the structure. You can write any number of structures. You can write any number of structures within the another structure. So here two structure. Here how many structures are there? Two structure. Book structure is within the student structure. Okay. You can write three structures. You can write three structure. Student, employee, book. Okay. Like that. Three structures you can write. Okay. Any number of structures you can write within the another structure. There is no limit in that also. Okay. Write a Look at the simple program about the nested structures. So write the first structure definition. Struct student. You can declare the variable. Here also write B. Here it is yes. Okay. Both the variables, both the structures are defined, and for both the structures, variables are also declared at the same time. Okay. Or you can do separately in the main like this. Struct book the struct student. Yes, like this also you can do. Okay, so either ఒకటే యూస్ చేయండి, రెండు యూస్ చేయొద్దు. Either this type of declaration or this type of declaration. Follow anyone. Now, to access how to read the data into the structure variable. After the declaration, after the variable declaration, next step is how to access how to read and display the data from the variable. Okay. Now, how many variables are there? 4 variables. 2 are the outer side structure, 2 are the inner structure. Okay. So outer structure members, how you can access directly through the outer structure variable. But inner structure members, how can you access? Outer structure variable followed by the inner structure variable followed by the structure members. Okay. Now printf enter student ID. So scanf person D ampersand s dot sid. S dot sid. Okay. Next printf enter the student name. Enter the student name. So scanf percent s name means it is the percent s format code. Percent s dot s name. S dot s name. Okay, no need to use the ampersand operator. Okay. Now inner structure members. Printf enter book name. Enter book name. Now inner structure members, how you have to access? Percent s book name is the string type. So outer structure variable followed by the inner structure variable and followed by the structure member b name. Okay. Next printf enter the cost. Scanf percent f, cost is a floating point type. Percent f, so here s dot b cost. Okay. Now display the details. Printf student ID s dot sid. Student name, student ID. Here you have to write percent student ID, integer type percent d. Okay. And student name, here it is percent s dot s name, and then book name, that is also string type. Now here you have to use s dot b name. printf book cost. It is the floating point type. So %f, and here also you have to write s dot b dot b cost. Okay. Now run the program. Now enter the student ID 251. Enter the student name Satvik. Enter the book name programming. Write the small name maths. Again your network connection is slow. Run once again. Student ID 251. Student name Satvik. Book name maths. Enter the cost 300. Okay. Again it is getting slow. Run once again. Student ID 251. Student name Satvik. Book name maths. Computers, you can give computers. Computers. Again getting slow. How many times? Satvik. Cost 300. Okay. The student ID 251. Name, book cost. So cost is a floating point type, so zeros are displayed 0.000. So like this you can write the program for nested structures also. Okay. This is about the nested structure. Question will be asked like this. Explain about the nested structure. Then you should write the definition for the nested structure, syntax for the nested structure, declaration, and one example program, expected output. Like this you have to write. Okay. The next concept is how to pass the structure variable to the function. You know how to pass the normal variable to the function. Okay. You can pass array variable to the function and you can pass the structure variable to the function also. Okay. That I will explain in the next class, how to pass the array variable and how to pass the structure variable to the function. Okay. Now the next topic is come to the unions. What is the union? Okay. It's very simple. It is same as the structure. Union is same as the structure. What is structure? It is the collection of dissimilar elements. Union is also the collection of dissimilar elements. Okay. Then what is the difference between structure and union? Okay. There is one difference between the structure and union. Okay. So look at the difference here. Struct student int sid char sname float marks. Now this is the structure, student structure. Okay. Now to this declare the variable also. S is the variable. Okay. Now you know what is the size of the variable. Okay. Size of the variable is int plus char plus float. Int 2 bytes, char 15 bytes, float 4. So total it is 21 bytes. 21 1 bytes. Okay. So here one integer location is created, one char type group of 15 char elements. Okay, so 15 bytes char type memory is created, and 4 bytes floating point memory is created. Okay, 2 bytes integer memory is created, 15 bytes char type memory is created, 4 bytes float type memory is created. Okay, three different memory locations. Okay, 2 bytes it is for storing integers, it is for storing characters, it is for storing floating points. Okay, total 21 bytes. Okay, three different locations, sum of all the three different locations is the 21 bytes. Three different locations are created. Okay, when you declare the variable to the structure, one integer location, one floating point location, one char type location of size 15. Char type location of size 15. Okay, three different locations are created. Okay, total it is 21 bytes. Okay, so when you declare the unions, so to declare the union is the keyword. To declare the structure, struct is the keyword. Here union is the keyword. It follows the union name, student, you can give any name, student, and here int sid char sname float smarks. Okay, now this is the union. Now here s is the union type variable. Okay, here s is the structure type variable. Okay, but here s is the union type variable, or you can use another variable us. S is the is the union type variable, s is the structure type variable, or you can use simply u is the union type variable, s is the structure type variable. You can write any name to the variable. Okay, sa రాయాలి, యునే రాయాలని రూల్ ఏం లేదు. Okay, the variable you can use any name. Okay, so here I have used s for the struct student, u for the union student. You can give another names, you can give your own names. Okay, okay. Now the size of S is here 21 bytes. Three different locations are created. But here, in case of union, only one memory location will be created. Not three different memory locations. Only one memory location will be created. Okay. So what is that memory? ఏది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది? ఇంట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుందా, క్యార్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుందా, ఫ్లోట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుందా? ఓకే, ఏది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది? Which is the longest memory here? Int 2 bytes, float 4 bytes, char type. How many characters here it is holding? 15 characters. So char type memory size is here 15 bytes. Okay, so char type 15 bytes, int type 2 bytes, float type 4 bytes. So among these three, which is the largest one? Char type. Okay, so one memory location is created. Okay, what is that? Char type memory location will be created. Okay, here thus in case of structure, um, three locations will be created. Three locations create होते, but in case of union only one location will be created. Okay, so a type of location which is large enough to hold the elements. Okay, ఏదైతే పెద్దదిగా ఉంటుందో ఆ మెమరీ లొకేషన్ ఒక్కటే క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. Here in case of union only one memory location will be created, but in case of structure every structure member, for every structure member it allocates the separate memory. For every structure member it allocates the separate memory in case of structures, but in case of unions for all the structure members only one common memory location will be created. Okay, సో ఆ కామన్ మెమరీ ఏది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది మూడిట్లో ఏది క్రియేట్ అవుతుందంటే విచ్ ఈస్ లార్జ్ ఎనఫ్, ఏదైతే అన్నిటికన్నా పెద్దదిగా ఉంటుందో అది క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది. హియర్ ద లాంగెస్ట్ సైజ్ ఈస్ లార్జ్ సైజ్ ఈస్ char tag 15 bytes. Okay, here the size of s is 21 bytes, here the size of u is 15 bytes. Only one memory location will be created here. Okay, here for each structure member separate memory will be created. Here for all the structure members only one common memory will be created. Okay, that is the largest memory, okay, which is the large enough to hold all the members. Okay, and also here the structure variable holds all the three variables at a time. It holds the SID, it holds the SNAME, it holds the marks at a time. Okay, it holds all the members, but here the union variable U, it holds only one structure member at a time. Okay, either SID or SNAME or SMarks. Among these three, only one will be stored at a time. Okay, if you store SID, then you can store SNAME and SMarks. Okay, if you want to store SNAME, SID will be overwritten. Okay, it stores only one structure member at a time, but yes, structure variable yes holds all the structure members at a time. Okay, here all the three variables you can store at a time, but here only one structure member can be stored at a time. You can't store all the structure members at a time. Okay, why? Because here only one memory location will be created. So in that memory location you can store only one member at a time. Okay, here for each structure member separate memory will be created, so you can store all the structure members separately at a time. Okay, that is the difference between structure and union. Okay, and remaining all things as it is same as the structure. Here also union members, how you can access the union members? U dot SID, U dot SNAME, U dot SMarks, U dot SMarks. Okay, you can't hold all these three values at a time. All these three you can't hold at a time. Okay, only one at a time. Okay, one by one. Here you can hold all the structure members at a time. Okay, so that's why here the size of the structure variable is 21 bytes, memories of all the structure members. Here the size of the union variable is only the um, memory of the largest data type, that is 15 bytes. Okay, so look at one simple program to this also. So union student int SID char SNAME float marks. Okay, union variable. Okay, now how to access the union member? Same as the way of accessing the structure members. So printf enter SID scanf %d, so U dot SID. Okay, next printf enter student name scanf %s U dot SNAME printf enter marks of the student, scanf %f u dot marks. Okay, now display the details. Printf enter the SID, %d u dot SID, printf, sorry, not enter, SID is. Okay, next student name is, so u dot s name, student marks is %f u dot marks. Okay, now run this program. Now you will get the error. Why you are getting the error? Here u is the structure variable, u is the union type variable, u is the union type variable. So here it allocates the memory for only one structure member. Which structure member it allocates? What is the size of the variable u? It allocates the memory uh, of size 15 bytes. Only one location will be created. Okay, in that location you need to store all the union members one at a time, not all at a time. Okay, so here enter SID. Now u dot SID. Okay, so SID is stored in the memory location created by the union. Okay, now next again you are reading the name of the student. Okay, now it is overwritten. Okay, so SID, so before this you read the SID, student ID. Okay, now you are reading the student name. Okay, so student ID is overwritten with the student name. Okay, so and then again you are reading the marks. Okay, again student name is overwritten with the student marks. Okay, that is, so first you read the SID value, and then you read the S name, and then you read the student marks. Okay, SID value, whatever the value you have entered, it is overwritten with the student name, and whatever the name you have entered, it is overwritten with the student marks. Okay, and here here the error is, actually error is ampersand is not used, that is the error. And here also ampersand is not used, that is the error. Okay, now run the program. Again one more error. What is it? S marks, line 16 here, no parenthesis. Okay, now there is no error. Okay, okay, now I am entering the SID 251. I am entering the name. Okay, then marks. Now SID is actually what is the value I have entered? SID 251, but it displays wrong value. S name is not displayed. Yes marks is 95. It is displayed correctly. Why? Because the last value what you have entered, that will be stored in the location. Okay, again run this. Enter SID 251. Yes name. Marks 96. Okay, so again SID wrong value. Yes name not displayed. Yes marks is 96. Okay, for example, S marks, I am writing this statement before this. Okay. Now what is the last value you have entered? Yes name. Okay. Now check the output. Enter marks 96. Enter SID 251. Enter marks 96. SID 251. S name Satvik. Okay. Now SID wrong value. Actually, what is the SID you have entered? 251. It is wrong. Yes name is Satvik. Okay, that is correct. Yes marks is again it is wrong. Okay, why it is displayed wrong answer? Why? Because here what is the last value you have entered? Yes name. So it is displayed correctly. Okay, the previous values enter marks wrong and SID value it is wrong. Okay, so why? What is the reason means? The first value here U is the union type variable, so it allocates only one memory location. It allocates only one memory location. In one memory location, how many values you can store? Only one value you can store at a time. Okay. So in that memory location, first you have entered the marks. So 96, it is stored in that location. Okay. Next, again you are entering the SID 251. Now the 96 is overwritten with the 251. 96 ఇంక ఉండదు. 96 is overwritten with the 251. Now the value in the location is 251. Okay. So initially what is the value stored in the location? Union variable. It is the 96. Okay. Now you have entered the SID value 251. Now the 96 is overwritten with the 251. Now the value stored in the location is not 96. It is 251. Okay. So after this again you have entered the name of the student. Okay. Now again 251 it is again overwritten with the name of the student. Okay. Now the value stored in the location is not the SID, not the marks. It is the name of the student. Okay. So now you are displaying the values SID. So what it displays? It displays the random value. And the yes name, it displays correctly. Why? Because it is the last value you have entered. Now the present value stored in the location is student name. Okay, so it displays name of the student is displayed correctly. Okay, now the student marks. Okay, it is also overwritten, so it displays the random value. Okay, that is what is the difference you understood between the structure and the union. Structure, it allocates the memory for each structure member separately. So you can hold, you can read and you can display all the structure members at a time. Okay, but the union it allocates only one location for all the structure members. So you can hold only union, it allocates the one memory location for all the union members. Okay, so you can hold only any one of the union member at a time, not all at a time. Okay, సో ఇదర్ ఎస్ఐడి, ఎస్ నేమ్, ఎస్ మార్క్స్ ఏదో ఒకటి మాత్రమే మనం యాక్సెస్ చేయగలం. మూడు ఒకేసారి యాక్సెస్ చేయాలంటే కుదరదు. ఓకే, సో ఎస్ఐడి తీసేసిన తర్వాత ఎస్ నేమ్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. ఎస్ నేమ్ తీసేసిన తర్వాత మార్క్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలి. మూడు ఒకేసారి నేను ఒకటే లొకేషన్లో పెడతాను అంటే దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. ఓకే, యూ కాంట్ స్టోర్ ఆల్ ద త్రీ values at a time in the location. Okay, so so and also observe one point here. Here the size of the union is 15 bytes. Okay, size of the int is 2 bytes, size of the char is 15 bytes, size of the float is 4 bytes. Okay, so when you hold the integer variable sid of the student, okay, it occupies only 2 bytes. Okay, 13 bytes of memory is going to be wasted. And when you hold the floating point value marks of the student, okay, it occupies only 4 bytes of memory. Okay, remaining 11 bytes of memory is wasted. Okay, and when you hold the name of the student in the union variable location, okay, it occupies the full memory. Okay, no memory is wasted. Okay, that is in case of union. So lot of memory will be wasted in some cases. Okay, that is also one drawback of the union. And I hope you understood about what is structure and union and what is the difference between structure and union. In same as the structure, you can declare any number of variable to the union, and you can declare array variable to the union, and you can write a union within the union, or also you can write a union within the structure also. Okay, and also you can write a structure within the union also. Okay, that I explain in the next class.